Hey guys, welcome back to Trekyards. I'm Captain Foley.
So you're not Admiral. You could be, but we're vaguely mirror today. Don't have to go along with the Empire. It's a different episode, but that was yesterday. Do you like our joke? I thought it was funny.
Yes. No, I could be the Admiral, but I don't have the eye patch today. You know, this is the younger Captain Foley.
But we are talking Mirror Universe. Which is exciting because we were right. We called it. We knew it. Stuart, what are we talking about today in this Discovery Episode 10 follow-on week of videos?
We're going to be talking about the insignia. Not our Mirror Universe insignia, Trekyards one, yes, but the one that we saw in the episode. Mm-hmm. I got to say, I was blown away. I loved it. Awesome design.
And slight qualification there, it's not the badge version, it's the logo version. And not the CG logo version, like the standard one that you'd find on the turbolifts, like the graphic one, the simple version, because that's like the flat 2D one. And so we've got all three in front of us now. And obviously the Discovery verse is claiming to be prime timeline continuity, which implies this is the Mirror Universe mirror prime continuity. So we can still look at it as if that is the case. You know, it gives us information. We'll try and justify it. So on our left is the first Mirror Universe badge, symbol, logo we see, and the middle one is the Discovery Mirror one, which takes place in 2256. So obviously quite a while longer, almost 100 years. And then the one to the right of that is the TOS version, which is the standard logo of the Universe in 2267, so another 10-ish years later. So this is the evolution of the Terran Empire symbol. So, I mean, I guess we'll start with that. So you said you like the logo. Why do you like this new one? And then we'll jump into the continuity of it all.
First of all, the actual badges themselves. I love the color. I love the addition of the red on them. I just thought it was a great design to turn the delta upside down. Yeah. And it's like an arrowhead pointing down. It looks fantastic. And the sword looks very aggressive, much more so than we saw in the past versions. One thing that I find very interesting about the new one, though, that we saw in Discovery, the continents on the planet are mirrored. I don't know if that's just because when they applied it to the floor, the picture we're looking at here, if they put it on backwards, but the continents themselves are mirrored, or whether that's how the planet looks. But that doesn't make any sense because the other two versions have the planet and continents being correct.
Yes.
Is it a production mistake or is it intentional?
I think it's someone being clever by making it mirror.
I think I should have got fired.
No, well, there is a literal mirror and there's a figurative mirror. And you shouldn't just flip stuff for the sake of it. You know, like don't flip the red and green blinkies because lol mirror. You know what I mean? You don't need to flip stuff. It's still a normal universe with bad people. We call it Mirror Universe. It's not the Mirror Universe. It's bad people-ish in a universe that's similar to ours. Don't be so literal, guys. But what's interesting is that this badge is very similar to the Star Trek Renegades and Star Trek Gods and Men logo, which is, certainly Carter designed it, it's a sword through a shield. Mm-hmm. And if you take the delta as upside down, it looks like a shield.
It does, yeah.
And that's how they did their sort of alternate Mirror Universe in Of Gods and Men. And I absolutely love that. It's a really sleek, simple logo. This has a bit more flair to it, having that sphere in the middle really pops. Visually, it's very cool. It, like I say, it feels like a sword and a shield. And if you're looking at it being, I'm gonna go a bit out on a limb here. If you look at the Enterprise and XO1 one, you know that is literally a sword through a planet. You know, we are the force that's in control of this planet, and because we know when they put the flag and the tile sequence down on the moon, that was a Terran Empire symbol. So before there was a Galactic Empire, there was a Earth Empire, so they just kept the symbol. So that's Earth. Then you could say that 100 years later, they put the shield in to imply we're now stabbing through, we're now the protectorate / in control of everything. You know, we're bigger, we're broader, we're sword and shield, we are of this world, of this empire, which I love visually.
Yeah,
it works well for me. It's a cool symbol. I mean, it looks awesome.
It does. Another thing I want to point out too about the NX-01 era is the fact that all the continents are represented. Yeah, all the landmass of Earth is represented. They smushed it to the forefront, which is cool. I believe that's also how it was in Deep Space Nine, if I'm not mistaken. Their symbol,
yeah.
their symbol was the same. TOS, it's just the globe, and of course, North America and South America are forefront.
Yeah.
You can see them in England there. Hold on, you can see England on that one.
Good. The powerhouse at what used to be is little in the frame.
It's still there, yeah.
Well, that's the difference between no man and no one has gone before. You know, we American 60s versus we world in 2004, which is great. And this one is more unique. But visually, yeah, like I say, it's awesome. Now, then we've got to ask the continuity of it. You know, the dagger is different to both, because really it's in a shield. I mean, it's not a self-contained dagger. You know, it's part of this whole look. But if in 10 years it goes back to be the TOS one, which is, you know, different, simpler, whatever, because that is canon. I mean, it's TOS canon. That is the Star Trek that exists. It's in the mirror. It's in the remastered. It's what existed. You know, how can we make that make sense? Do you think, to go from one to the middle to the next?
That's very interesting. The only way that I would justify it, or could justify it, is that the division that has the shield is a specialist division, perhaps. Whereas the standard ships of the fleet would just have the regular symbol. This is something to diversify it from the rest of the fleet. That being said, though, the Enterprise, well, at least in Prime universe, the Enterprise is a very important ship. Maybe not so much in the Mirror universe.
I didn't get the sense it was. It's just another one of those big... I assume there'd be a ton of Connies, a ton of captains that wanted power. Whereas Discovery is more specialist. Obviously, so is Shinjo. That the fact they have the same insignia, so it puts, we're putting too much thought in. They didn't put this much thought in, but I love that as a concept, especially considering now we see the rank structure evolve in this verse. They have more and more armor as ranks go higher, or at least this bigger piece. So it makes sense. The specialist ship has specialist piece. That's consistent with their design style, which is great. And if you think, the armor, maybe this is of the defense force. The Discovery is part of the internal defense fleet of the Terran Empire, where the conventional fleet is just, the war fleet versus the defense fleet. Defense still can attack, but it's got that extra shielding. It's got, so that's tremendous, and it definitely backs into the literal shield.
Yeah. So that'd be the only way that I could justify it, and it kind of have it make sense, in my opinion. As for the continents, the way they have them all grouped together, I think that's just a design choice based on whoever's designing the logo. Even as we see with the Discovery one, not all the continents are shown. Again, it's just a segment of the planet. It's actually you get North America and Africa and some of that over there. So it's kind of like, they just randomly take hey, that's how the Earth looks right now, let's draw it like that. Yeah, okay.
Although I just thought of a really simple explanation, which again, you can't do in Prime really, you can do in this one. Simple answer, they mentioned the mysterious Emperor. We know there's an Emperor in Enterprise. Hoshi takes control with her infinitely superior Constitution class because they're incredible. Now, when you become Emperor, I'm assuming they can do whatever they want. So, down the line, whoever was Emperor said, you know what, logo, she draws on a napkin and says, this is our logo now. What? This. Repaint everything.
Yeah.
So
this is where my palace is. This is where you center it.
Yeah, literally, I was going to mention that for TOS. Yeah, TOS could just be, now they're so paranoid that, it's now only Earth, only America, where NASA, because that's obviously where the space race started, is NASA, but, that's where the space race started in the sense of got to the moon, so NASA makes sense. Yeah. So if you're linking it to if you're going to make a headquarters, Starfleet Academy, and they say Imperial Starfleet Academy in some of the data in the episodes, so I know it's consistent there. America would kind of make sense to drill it right back down if you want even more, speciesist, racist to the pure planet. But anyway, what if then the Emperor, this is 100 years later, what if the Emperor in the TOS time, who then Spock overthrows, what if she is, probably he, because, 60s. What if he's like, you know what? I love the old logo. We're doing that. Repaint everything. You can do that in the Mirror Universe because they're dictatorial.
Yep. Exactly.
You can't really do that in Prime, but that would actually be really simple and an easy explanation, actually.
Very good. Yeah, I never considered that, but you're right. it's all personal choice, and if the Emperor says this is the way I want it, this is the way it's going to be.
And we saw as he was to repaint the hull in Discovery, literally.
Yeah. So. And I'm looking forward to seeing who the Emperor is in Discovery, because I'm sure it's going to show up, because Stamets keeps referring to don't go to the palace, stay out of the palace. Mm-hmm. Who lives in a palace? Kings, queens, emperors. So I think at some point somebody's going to the palace, and they're going to find out who it is. I'm excited to see who it is. It won't be Hoshi unless she's like 100 and some odd years old.
But we need, if we do go to palace, I want to see, presuming they respect, like, whoever this is took over rather than, like, backstabbed, you know. I'm hoping to see, like, a painting of Empress Sato somewhere, because you need to reference.
Oh, yeah.
And she was tremendous in that role, and tremendous last 12 seconds of that episode. Just tremendous. You know, so was the Connie. It looked one of the most beautiful shots as that final shot in Edgemore Darkly. You know, you need to reference Empress Sato. They used continuity well in this episode for Mirror, so you need to reference that. Yeah. Would be absolutely tremendous. But yeah, so final thoughts. It's a great new logo. It's obviously very Discovery. It's more Starfleety than previous ones were. The previous ones had their complete unique identity. This one is melding it. It's like the Starfleet version of the logo of the Empire rather than the Empire logo, which if it's subdivisions, that works really well. But we didn't need that, especially considering there is no... actually, boom.
Boom.
Empress Sato saw the logo of the Federation and was like, you know what? Our new symbol, my new empire, just to piss everyone off, we're going to add the Federation logo into our logo to say that that technology is going to help me rise to the heavens. Because there's no deltas in that universe. They didn't invent any. But Hoshi saw them in the historical databanks. Boom.
Oh, that makes sense.
I might do that. You know, what a great little, you know, you see it every day. Like, I got power because I accidentally, whoops-a-daisy, Archer found the ship and then I stole it. I killed everyone and I'm the best because I have really advanced technology. That's a good reason.
Best I've heard all day. It works.
Yeah.
So I guess the next thing to say is, what do you guys think? Why the redesign of the
the next thing is to get us hired on Discovery so we can ask these questions in canon, because we're really good at that. It doesn't take that much.
Sure. But no, what do you guys think? Which logo do you like the best? What do you think about the evolution, the shield idea, or the delta behind there? Like, what do you think the evolution of these would be? Mm-hmm. And I'm also looking forward to hearing your comments on the new Trekyards Mirror Universe logo. Here it is. Upside down. It's our thing. Anyway, so thank you to Brett Barrow for that.
Mm-hmm. And we can't wait to see more Discovery Mirror. It's going to be really fun.
Exactly. So as usual, like, share, subscribe, all that jazz.
Support on Patreon, support one-time donation at Trekyards.com, all the good stuff.
And until next time, guys, long live the Empire.
Bye, guys.